Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll start in a couple minutes. Oh, sugar. Damn. I forgot to post another "We're here for you, we're on." I knew that was what I needed to do. Yeah, do you mind just let's resend the e-blast from yesterday? I think it's all the same stuff. What do you think? Yeah?
Hey.
Okay. Oh.
Okay.
So while we're waiting for folks, I see we've got Linda, Maxwell, and Laura Blanton. So
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing, Linda? How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. I'm just self-quarantining now, like everybody else.
Yeah. So are you feeling okay? You're just doing.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm teleworking, you know.
Yeah. We are all doing our teleworking now. I think the collaborative started doing our teleworking on Friday, which is normal. A teleworking for us most of the time or half day. So
right.
We're already ready. And last week I told the team every day last week. Prepare yourself to work from home any day this week because it could happen.
Right.
It could happen. So
yeah.
We've been officially teleworking since last Friday. Hold on one second, Linda. Tracy, sorry, I can't type in the chat for some reason.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just saying something to Tracy for a sec. Is the town hall in there? If you want it in there, otherwise, it might be okay. Let's just do a standalone. What it is. Whatever you want.
Sorry, I froze for a second.
Hey, Tracy.
How's everyone's technology? I'm hearing myself talking.
It's okay, I guess.
Okay. So Laura, how about you?
Yeah. So I'm Nicole Webster. So we frantic like cancel, but we're doing a lot of programs on Zoom right now. So, it's been an experience so far. We started teleworking. So it's been interesting to see, like, take our and take that. So it's been.
Laura, I don't know if is the volume going in and out? Or is it just me?
Kind of echoey.
It might be what people hearing. You're like the speaker of somebody else. So maybe if everyone who's not talking mutes it, then maybe it will stop the double talking.
Laura, do you want to try muting and talk again? Okay.
I just did. Yeah, it's better on my end. Better on anyone else's end. Maybe not.
I'm going to, I think, just as if you can see on camera, we're going to just put a palm up to say we're going to talk next. Okay, cool. All right, so what we'll do is we'll unmute ourselves. If we want to talk next, we'll do this. Okay, so technology, I think we're going to continue to see some technology challenges as we're all working out our new norms and so much heavy volume of folks working from home, communicating this way. So I'm not totally surprised. So let me just do one last bit of business, Tracy, because I can't chat for some reason. I can't type on my chat at the moment. I don't know why. Hold on a second. Let me just try something, folks. Bear with me. Oh, there we go. I moved it. Okay. We're going to send a message out to the community just to remind them that we're on right now. And maybe we should just send it the way it is, Tracy, and then we'll do a separate standalone town hall. Does that sound good? So it's easier? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so let's see here. So we've got some folks from the collaborative on, and then we've got Laura and Ashley and Linda Maxwell. So maybe let's start with, we'll do, this is our third one of these daily Zoom chats, and I think they've been really helpful for us at the collaborative and also for the folks that have been able to tune in. Just having a chance for us to come together, to network, communicate, to share what we know, come up with new ideas, because this is a very fluid situation as it continues to evolve, and all of us feel very uncertain and vulnerable at the same time, both in our personal and professional work. But also, I feel we should all be really optimistic in having a moment like this to think about real meaningful change, positive change that we can make in how we support arts and humanities learning opportunities for DC public charter school students, and maybe even beyond, you know, how our institutions provide educational resources during good times and challenge times, and then what that looks like. And I think we're all responding very quickly to that the best we can, and I appreciate everyone's efforts for that. So I think maybe what we'll do is we'll go around who's on the call to start. We'll probably have some folks joining just a smidge later because, excuse me, because we're just sending a message out to remind folks that we have the chat going on. But just a little point of a community announcement to share that there is a webinar today at 4 o'clock, which we have the link. Tracy just posted in the chat, so take a look. Or no, we'll post it publicly in the chat in a second. But the New York Times will be hosting a webinar today at 4 p.m. to introduce teachers and parents to a learning network and how it can be used for remote learning. Because this is something I think for educators, we should all be paying attention to not only what's happening here in the district, but elsewhere. So we'll forward that link to everybody that's on this call in just a moment. It's our friend Addie over at National Museum for Women in the Arts had shared with us earlier. Also concurrent and in conflict with that, but it's your choice. I'm guessing the New York Times one probably will be recorded, but Debbie Allen is doing a live, help me, oh gosh, I'm forgetting the platform name, spacing out, Instagram live dance class for free at 4 o'clock on her Insta account. So that's something else if people really need a break, need to feel good. I appreciate all these celebrities. This is what artists do, right? Artists come in time of trouble and offer what they can to heal and help people. So I really appreciate artists of note and not as well recognized doing this kind of work, like Debbie Allen. I heard from Trey yesterday that John Legend did something. I think this just shows how important. So let's go in and reintroduce ourselves again one more time. So Laura, if you want to start.
All right, sorry, I was on mute. But I'm Laura Blanton. I work at the National Museum of Natural History, and I work with school and youth programs. So we've been working with the collaborative on the Smithsonian initiative. And then you had information on what again? Sorry.
Thanks, Laura. We saw that the Smithsonian Learning Lab has been rolled out, and that's a resource that we're putting up on our new platform. But anything that's very specific to natural history, if you want to fill out that form, that will help us as well. Actually, Craig, would you mind sharing some information about the platform you have?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, everyone. I am in the middle of making breakfast. So if you see me flipping pancakes, that is literally what I'm doing.
You're making pancakes?
Yes, I'm making vegan banana chia flaxseed pancakes.
I want one.
And fried eggs. I wonder if I can turn it around to show you.
Show a picture.
Yay, yummy.
Oh, delicious.
That is breakfast. But yeah, so I've been working on building this database full of resources. They were mostly getting from our partners, but then also doing some additional research as well on what national learning resources are there for arts and humanities. And so we've listed several Smithsonian resources on our database that are museum specific. And so National Museum of American Indian, National Portrait Gallery, I think there might be another one on there as well. Oh, National Museum of Asian Art. So those three all sent us kind of individualized resources that their museums are offering. But then we also have in our additional resources page on our website, kind of where it just says, it's like the Learning Lab, just the Learning Lab is listed there. And they can go on and see that. But if you have specific worksheets or digital turned around. You guys are watching me flip pancakes. If you still have like specific resources for your museum, like fill out the form because then it'll help us kind of streamline what specific resources you want teachers to find about your museum instead of just in general.
Right. Okay, fill out the form.
Yeah, I can do that. We have a community meeting, so my branch will be meeting, so I'll be able to fill out resources just that we have. Resources to the standards. So I can source this to standards.
Okay, yeah. If you fill out the form, sorry, I turned my camera. If you fill out the form, it would be easier for us because we're just taking whatever people fill in the form to put onto our database.
Cool. Yeah.
Does that answer the question? Sorry, I'm multitasking.
Yes. Yeah. No, that was helpful.
Okay.
Okay.
Did everyone that's on, Laura, just raise your hand. Did you get the email from us that has the link? To fill out the survey?
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Good. Very good. Okay, cool. Linda, if you want to say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. I work for Smithsonian Anacostia Community Museum, and we've been teleworking since we had to go into work on this Monday for a meeting, for our last meeting in face-to-face. And so we officially started teleworking on Tuesday. So this is my second day of teleworking, and I'm just working on what I'm doing here is I'm researching ideas for public programs for the fall. It appears that with this coronavirus the spring is a done deal, I guess, in terms of, I'm hearing that DC Public Schools going to be out until March the 31st, I believe. But still, who knows, that might change. The situation is so fluid. But I'm planning public programs for the fall. And if we do come back, then we're going to have to decide as a group in our education office, what can we reinstate? Because I would think by then that a lot of the field trips is going to slow down too, right? Because field trips sort of kind of slow down in the spring, and then we get them picked up in May, and maybe we get a few the first week in June. But with this coronavirus thing, that's a lot of it. So, but that's where I'm at. I'm planning working from home, and we're And what we're doing here at the museum, we're scheduling weekly conference calls with the staff. So our next one is the next Tuesday. So that's where I'm at, and I'm just trying to stay connected with everybody and with the work.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, and you know, we had the achievement prep on the last fields that you all scheduled. They came through, and after that, well, that was it for some of your field trips that were scheduled to our museum.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. That's a challenge for us because there's not one unified voice other than yes for us to make our decisions on what types of public programming we're going to be offering or able to offer to the community.
Right.
Every institution. So we saw yesterday's announcement from Kennedy Center that all public programming is canceled through May 10th. And that's just what they announced yesterday. That's the plan.
Yeah.
That could go beyond May 10th. We're seeing the national landscape where there are public school systems that are closing through the end of the school year. Or doing their telelearning for the end of the school year.
Right.
You know, equity is so important to us too. And this is such a big challenge. And for us, we can start with this distance learning platform where we can pull all of our resources, including Kimberlynn's awesome learning lab, into that. And then help share that. DCPS, DC Public Charter School Board Communications team will be pushing that out to the educators. But we also look at, and we were talking about this as a team, just so you know, the DC Collaborative has a ZoomChat conversation every day at 9 a.m. And then we offer this community platform at 11 a.m. So we're in touch every day. We're trying to capture all the information we know, help share it out. But what we were talking about equity. I want to get back to equity. Sorry, I'm jumping a little. This is such a strange situation for us because there's so many things we just don't know who has access to technology.
Right.
And we can only hope that most of the kids are going to be able to benefit from all these online tools. That's why we're also asking for downloadable printable materials in the event that teachers can print something and somehow distribute them. I had made a suggestion yesterday that we talk to DCPS about the food distribution centers for the students, maybe their materials that are not there. I don't know. I would imagine was thinking about that. Also, cable television. Are there other ways that we can get through? We are seeing that DCPS is offering free internet access. It's so important. We hope that community centers are messaging that out. But I think that we're doing the best we can as a community. But as we build this distance learning platform, which will be that Trey talked about, it will be something that will live on beyond this current situation and be a really important tool for us as a community and a vehicle for us to continue to think about equity in the work that we do. So I appreciate everyone coming together to talk about where they are, sharing some of the concerns and challenges, knowing that we're doing our best to provide as much information as we know in real time. That's why it's really helpful for us to see what you're up to and thinking about as an organization. And probably within the next week, we'll be sending a survey out. Trey will be sending something out to our members, asking about your current schedules, knowing that those are fluid too. So we're going to hold off on that for now. But it'll be important for us to share where everyone is. But field trips, at this point, we've postponed our spring lottery. Certainly, we've shut down field trips that the collaborative produces, or coordinates, I should say, through April 3rd. But that's going to change. It will become later. We haven't set a date yet. We really just have to assess the situation. We're also thinking that it may not even be a lottery so much as if schools, best case scenario, if schools open up sooner than we think, meaning sometime in May or June, possibly, May or April, I should say. maybe there are institutions that are open that have opportunity and the schools are interested in them. We might just share opportunities, not through a formal equitable lottery. You know, the equity piece is going to be harder to come by, but that's only a best case scenario. So we just have to continue to work together as a community. We are going to have a town hall meeting, which is going to be on this portal next Monday. Tracy, do you want to share a little bit about that? Because that'll help folks make decisions and planning too.
Sure, and we'll send an email about this later today. So we, taking a step back, we canceled our winter membership meeting. We wanted to give members an online forum where they can talk about some policy, like local education policy, testifying at the Wilson Building and our state government. And we've gotten I'm sorry, Linda, can you mute me?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So we, so instead of doing a meeting with just talking heads, we really wanted the arts and humanities education community to come together like this in this forum to talk about their arts and humanities education advocacy needs. Lissa leads this work. She's a member of the steering committee for Arts Action DC, and just in our staff, she leads this work and makes sure that we're connected with DCPS Arts as well as the DC Commission on the Arts and Humanities. And we thought we would get a better pulse of what our community needs were in an interactive forum like this rather than just a meeting. So that was pre-corona. And then since then, we have asked Mary Lambert, the DCPS Arts content lead, as well as David Markey, and they've confirmed that they will join us for 11 a.m. on Monday. And instead of doing like a policy-focused town hall, we'll talk about their needs and updates after, you know, COVID-19. That includes updates for grantees of the commission. David might be able to speak, David Markey might be able to speak more broadly about the funding community, hopefully. Mary Lambert will also be sharing, so DCPS was tasked with distance learning kind of at the last minute due to the nature of the circumstance. So she'll discuss what her extremely busy workflow has been like, and talk about her needs from the community. Currently, the resource that Trey and the DC Collaborative team is developing, she has said that she will feature different resources that she has, as well as the resources that we collect kind of every day for DC teachers. So she'll talk a little bit more about what they're doing during this time and how we could be the most helpful.
So strongly encourage all of you to, you're welcome to check in with us every day at 11. We're here for you every weekday, that is at 11. But absolutely on Monday, the 23rd, we're going to make this that formal town hall. So spread the word to all of your colleagues, those that may not be on our normal email lists, that this is an opportunity for all of us to come together to talk about the state of arts and humanities education for DC right now. So we have a few more folks that have joined the line. So if you just want to introduce yourselves, and again, asking everyone to please stay muted unless you're talking so we don't have echo. So I will just share out, let's see, Ashley, you want to just say hi, introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Ashley Harris. I'm not sure why the video isn't working right now. And I am the Associate Educator at the National Museum of Women in the Arts. We've been teleworking mostly since Monday, and we're closed at least until March 31st. I don't know if there's anything else I should.
No, just thanks for joining the conversation. Also, thanks to your colleague Addie was on earlier this week and shared with us this New York Times webinar that's going to take place today at 4 o'clock for teachers and parents to the learning network that they have. So that might be something folks might want to tune in for. We've included the link in the chat section of this this Zoom chat. Also, just so you all know, you are being recorded. If anyone has concerns about that, just raise your hand if you can, or vocalize. We want to record all of these sessions just so, and we'll park them on the collaborative website, so folks that missed a conversation can go back. We can also point people to certain conversations if they're interested. This is part of that kind of, as best possible, rapid responsiveness that the collaborative is trying to provide to our arts and humanities education community. So if you have any concerns about being recorded, just let us know. Maybe kind of wave your hand in the chat space. But I want to be respectful of anyone that feels uncomfortable with that, because we do want to share these conversations with the broader community. Let's see who else is on here that's joined. Oh, Christine MacDonald, you want to say hi?
Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Okay. Hi, I'm Christine MacDonald, the director of Hola Cultura. We just launched a new after-school program. So in part, I've been wanting to do more with you guys, and in part, we're looking for remote activities because we want to have a remote activity next week, and maybe going forward, we'd like to have more, more remote activities that we could do with the group. So I thought maybe that was something you might be discussing.
I'm glad you brought that up, Christine. Thanks for joining us. We have a really interesting mix of folks today, which is very cool. Yes, we've heard now from a couple of our members, cultural institution members in particular, that they may not have online learning materials ready just yet, but they want to do them, and they know they have to do them swiftly, but they don't know how to navigate this space. So I'm thinking maybe we should take one of these Zoom chat days and dedicate it to maybe an exchange where folks that want to create programming can talk with folks that have done it or are interested in helping support those organizations. For those that are on camera, you want to just raise your hand if you think that's a good idea. Would you be interested in that, participating? Okay. For those that I can't see, like Christine, Kimberlynn, Linda, Sandra, you can always, in the chat, you did it, perfect. Okay, so maybe what we'll do is Tracey, Kelsey, Trey, and I will figure out how to make that happen, and we'll announce that one of these Zoom chat days, in fact, today's only Wednesday, so maybe we could even make it happen this week. We might need to do a couple of them, but to have to allow for a community conversation for folks to come together to share ideas. It sounds like you're not alone, Christine, in wanting to do this work and wanting to make sure that you're doing it the best way possible, since it's something that you haven't already established.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let's see here, who else? I'm going through the list. Kimberlynn, if you want to say hello.
Oh, okay, just a moment. Did I get my mic up? Can you hear me? Oh, I just.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Yeah, I do apologize. I just noticed the link in my email a few minutes ago. So I guess I missed part of it.
Oh, no worries. We're glad you're here. Just having them introduce themselves and just share where you are with your org.
Well, I am a library media specialist. I'm not sure where the rest of the team is coming from with the District of Columbia Public School. And we are rushing to create the online classrooms now, because we know that the children cannot come in and we will not go in. And we need to develop resources for teachers, for students and parents, and to begin posting and creating spaces in which the community can access these resources. Okay.
And Kimberlynn, are you doing this for all of DCPS or just for a particular school or schools?
Well, actually, there are 112 library buildings and programs.
Yeah.
I will be meeting with the team at 1 o'clock online to discuss some resources and ideas that we should probably start looking at and collaborating with.
Oh, perfect.
I'm looking at your team as well.
Great. We actually do have something which we work very closely with Mary Lambert, DCPS Arts, who is also on the board of the DC Collaborative, our organization, and also with DC Public Charter School Board Communications team. The collaborative is in the process of pulling together a online distance learning resource guide, and it's broken down by discipline and grade bands. And this is something that we know DCPS wants to, arts team wants to distribute. But if all of the libraries also have this listed as a resource for an arts and humanities education, distance learning, as well as downloadable materials, in some cases, resource, we can get that link to you. Trey, do you mind just jumping in and sharing a little more about that for Kimberlynn?
Yeah, hold on one second. Hey, Kimberlynn, I'm Trey. I'm the Education Programs Manager at the DC Collaborative. And I don't know if you have capability to see, but I'm currently working on the database right now. This is what it looks like, and it's kind of like what Lissa said. It's broken down into discipline: visual arts, performing arts, and humanities, and ranging from early childhood all the way to high school. And so if you were to click on one of those age groups, it would show you organizations in DC. We were just talking earlier about Anacostia Community Museum. Gives you a description of what their resources, the content areas, learning standards if they offer them, as well as who the contact person would be for that organization if teachers have questions, and as well as if it is downloadable. So if it's downloadable, for example, for this, a Right to the City exhibit, it'll take you to the PDF already ready to download, and so that teachers can either print that off or students can view these on whatever mediums that they're using. This platform is also mobile friendly, and so no matter if it's on a laptop or a phone, you're able to use it either way. And then it works as well, so if there's an interactive database. And so I think the National Building Museum, they have a more interactive web page, so it takes you directly to their site. And again, provides all of that information. And so this is something that we've been working on. In addition to resources for students and teachers, we also have professional development resources as well. And so if teachers have questions or needing certain resources, like there's a panel here, there are certain documents that we've been just collecting that'll remain on here. And as well as we're working on a way for events or submissions for different professional development webinars that can also go on here. And so that would take you to a calendar that will continuously upload with events that people can subscribe to. And then there's also the content submission page for organizations to continuously submit their materials. And as we get materials, we're uploading the website. And so the website was kind of created before a lot of the content's coming in. And so now that we're seeing more content coming in, it'll continue to be generated and uploaded every day.
Okay, thank you. And you'll be able to send that link out, or how does that work?
We will be able to send the link. We'll also, on our DC Collaborative website, I'm gonna flip the camera around again. On the DC Collaborative website, we'll have kind of right here, you see our COVID-19 response, but over here where it says these program quick links, we'll have a quick link button that you'll be able to click it and it'll take you right to our resource. But we can also provide you with a link separately that you can give to teachers to provide for the resource.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean, that sounds great. And if there are any training sessions, like you mentioned, webinars, people are willing to go on and, you know, sit and watch webinars and understand how to use certain tools and pass that along as well, or set up a link so that other people can share that information.
So what were you saying? I heard you, but I think I got a little lost.
Yeah, I said that we are working to discover these links and tools so that other people can attend webinars and trainings so that they have a sense of what they're using as they pass it on, and giving it to students and parents and explaining in the online lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking, thanks, Kimberlynn, for that. And also, Trey, thanks for walking everyone through this, this new resource that the collaborative is creating in response to what's happening right now, but also something that will live on beyond our current situation. We will make sure to put we can provide like a paragraph intro, some narrative language that can be shared with the link, so that various communities, whether it's teachers or parents, go to this resource, they'll understand what opportunities are there, and that these are mostly DC specific cultural institutions, but we will also have other national information as time goes on. And also that this is a fluid process. It's not a static resource. As Trey said, there's a tab right up at the top, as well as in each section at the bottom, where folks can individually submit more resources by category and age band. So this will be a continuous process, but we want teachers and parents to have this in real time. And our game plan is to turn this on publicly as soon as possible. So maybe after this conversation, maybe in the chat, if you could share your email address with Trey, we can follow up and make sure that you get that for that info for your 1 o'clock meeting with the libraries.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, super. Thank you. And thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that today. So also a good segue might be to have Tiik share a bit of what's going on at Fillmore, because we've already loaded, we haven't fully loaded each individual offering that Fillmore is providing, Fillmore Arts Center, part of DCPS, not only just to their schools, but to all schools and to all students. There are going to be some live learning opportunities. Is that right, Tiik?
That's the plan. I was just sitting here thinking about some of that now. So basically, every day I'm uploading more materials. You know, we all have to have patience because we're getting them ready involves transferring information into a format that's, you know, presentable online, you know, graphically interesting and presentable online. So I'm the only one doing it at Fillmore. So the teachers are submitting to me their lesson plans, and then I'm transferring those into pretty much Google Slides at this point. So that's the technology of it at the moment. Some of them are PDF files. And some of them are video embedded within the PDF file. Some of our teachers have been recording videos this week, so video teaching sessions with their lessons in them. As far as the live goes, mostly I think I'm going to try to convince all of our teachers to use Zoom to offer those sessions. But it is arts, and so it is, you know, as far as equity goes, do the students have access to this technology? So it certainly is limited to that availability. I mean, there's nothing we can do on our end about that, but hopefully somewhere in all of this, DCPS might be providing laptops to take home, or maybe already have. I don't know how that's going. Does anybody know? Yeah,
this is Kimberlynn again. There is a 369, which is 3rd grade, 6th grade, and 9th grade initiative that they were in the middle of distributing those laptops to children, those grade levels.
Okay.
But I don't think a lot of schools finished that distribution. But what I have understood is that a number of the buildings are, I don't know, copying packets of information for children, especially the ones that do not have access to technology. And they are somehow distributing those packets from the school buildings. For how long, I don't know. But I know that people are picking up packets. for those who cannot.
Okay, I saw that as well. One of the things, so that's good to know. One of the things that I've been thinking about, and this is something for discussion, is what does a live session look like on Zoom as far as your lesson plan goes? It is arts, and for us, we're talking visual and performing arts. I think it would be good if there's a Zoom session where teachers, DCPS teachers, can get together and talk about what those lessons look like. Like, how is it different from the in-class lesson you would deliver? You know, delivering from home is a little different. So teachers may need some ideas there for that sort of thing as well. You have to think through, like, what resources do the students have at home as far as tools, you know, for the visual arts. I'm a little bit, as a digital arts teacher, a little bit at a, it's a little bit of a problem if they don't have the software that I use in my class. So I've had to rethink how to deliver them the digital lesson without the software that I use in my classroom, right? And yeah, so if you can facilitate a Zoom session that calls teachers to come together to discuss some of the ways that we would deliver our online live lessons, I think that would be great.
Well, you know what? Most DC public school teachers that I know of, and it's coming out of central office, we are using Microsoft Office Teams. I don't know if you're familiar with Teams. I believe, no, okay. I believe you can download it, and yes, I can send invites to guests to attend the meeting. That's not difficult to do, but I guess the guest or whoever would have to download the Teams applications, and I think Microsoft allows that for free as far as I know. I think that in that Teams environment, we are able to share documents. We can, of course, see and speak to each other. We will, at some point, start to populate various layers of teams for our students in classrooms. So whether it's a art teacher populating with guest speakers or other people and students and or parents, they could do that. It's not difficult to do on Teams. And sharing documents that each person who has technology would be able to look at those docs and to edit or update or give input or complete surveys or lessons, whatever it is, you know, it is happening. So I don't know if that's useful. So we would actually be meeting in Teams, on Teams, Microsoft Teams. I don't know.
Yeah.
So do you know if there is a planned session for teachers to discuss materials?
Okay, we are planning as we're going along here, and this all started on Monday morning, to be quite. People were even learning how to operate and use Teams. And I will say that there's a lot of material online, and I can even send you a couple of links on learning how to use Microsoft Office Teams. And so we are planning it stage by stage, and so it, you know, it doesn't hurt once we understand and breaking things up into channels of teams to work on various parts of this. So if we were to get a message to the art teachers in our building, since we do have access to 100 and, I don't know, I think it's 110, 109 buildings, whether they're the art teachers or the librarians or the math and science people or ELA, we can break up in smaller teams or channels and have these talks. I think you can load at least 250 people in, if not even more. I mean, you really should be looking, if you can, to learn some things about Teams from Microsoft, which is what the entire district is using.
So maybe Mary can set something up for arts.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm wondering, we'll follow up with Mary today, but and we can certainly discuss this during the town hall on Monday. That can come up too. But in interest of time, since you know we have two more, we have Thursday, we have Friday. not knowing everyone's schedules, you may not even know yours as well. If we were to take either tomorrow's Zoom chat at 11 or Friday's Zoom chat to talk about building and creating new content, this would be something that would be very interesting for not only the cultural institution, teaching artists, and members of Collaborative and Fillmore Arts Center that are in the process of building new content, to have an exchange with you, Kimberlynn, to talk about just what you just shared. If you're available again, Kimberlynn, either Thursday or Friday at 11, I think it would be great if you wouldn't mind joining the conversation again, and we can bring more folks in that are in the process of building new materials. Tracy, did you want to chime in on that?
There's one person who hasn't introduced herself yet. She just chatted to me. She's a teacher also, so she might have some insight.
Oh my gosh, Sandra, I'm so sorry. Yes, hi Sandra, why don't you, I apologize.
Hey, do you hear me?
Hello?
Yes,
yes can you hear me? Okay,
yes.
Great. Yes, I am a music teacher, so my field is music at DCPS, and right now my team is working, developing new content. So we creating a collaborative space using our digital platform. It's a strong digital platform that all of us we are creating. I know because of the time is stretched right now. We are like a spending time trying to develop all the new contents for sending to the parents and the students as soon as possible this week, because next week we're gonna start like an office hours online, attending parents and teachers, parents and students who are calling us for any kind of doubts that they have with the package that we are sending through the digital platform or on the main office of every school. So yeah, so I'm very interested about new content in my field, music, from pre-kindergarten to 5th grade. And I know that my community, they also like a concern, no? Because we have some cornerstones and curriculum that is focusing on DC kids. That is, all the students are getting access to piano, playing the instrument. We're gonna have struggles with that because not all the students, they have access to an instrument. So one of my question is how we can find more software apps that we can suggest to the parents. Even if you don't have an instrument, you can use this particular app for pre-kindergartens, for kindergartens of 2nd, 3rd, 5th grade, for the different ages. I am attending webinars for creating the possibility of online music classroom, where the students are coming to the classroom, not attending like a teleconference, because we were discussing that it's very difficult to keep a student that never have that kind of class online for 40 minutes in front of the TV or in front of the computer. So how we can use that digital platforms, integrating with other software for composing, performing, rehearsing, in their house, and submitting that by videos or recording videos.
Sandra, thanks for sharing all of that. I think, I don't see Trey at the moment. We are, the collaborative has been in the process of collecting information that is already available or in development from the cultural institutions and teaching artists and from our community. So this resource, which we'll be sharing the link with you all, and we want to get that to Kimberlynn as well before her 1 o'clock conversation, is a fluid document. It's a fluid resource. More information is going to be uploaded. It's by discipline and by grade band. There are also going to be some opportunities to post professional development opportunities, as well as a calendar. So if you do have live events, Tiik, they could be parked in there too. One thing that so far in the community response, just 48 hours in, is there's a lot of humanities-focused learning opportunities, not so much on the visual and performing arts side, but that is building. So I don't know of music app-specific information to share at this point. Trey would know more of what's in the portal already, but these are the things that we can continue to message out to our community to find, to also help be supportive of that. So we're all in this together, we're all building it together. So that's why we wanted to create this portal of this resource list, knowing that it's going to continue to be populated based on our needs and what we all can find together. So we'll make sure to share that link as soon as possible. Tracy?
Thank you.
Yeah.
We've also created a needs assessment survey for educators, so we can collect more of these, collect these requests more broadly than just who signs into our Zoom chat. So we'll be working on getting that out soon. And thank you for sending me your email as well, Sandra. And Kimberlynn, if you want to share your email too, we can make sure to have you on that list.
Thank you, Tracy.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Super. So as we look to wrap up today's Zoom chat, just want to thank you all for joining us. And I know Tiik was on before yesterday. I think Tiik, you can share. This is a great resource. We know that. We do provide as much information as we know, but most importantly, we want information from you so that we can be more responsive as a community. We can take back these ideas. As Tracy said, for example, surveying educators. These are things that we're going to be working on. If there was a date, either tomorrow or Friday at 11, Kimberlyn, would that work for you to join the Zoom chat briefly to talk about some of, especially for our community that's looking to build new content? Maybe if you could just share what you shared with us today. Would one of those days work for you?
Yeah, no, I mean, Friday 11 is fine. I don't have a problem with it. I just want to make sure that I have the emails of people, and you have my email, which is what I think said. Somebody did send me the link.
Yeah, if you could just mark your calendar for 11 o'clock on Friday. We'll send a message out to our community, in particular to the individuals that have already reached out to us that are building new content. That we'll focus our Zoom chat conversation on that if folks are interested. So that would be
right.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's great. Another note, if you haven't looked at the DC Public School website for Canvas, Canvas is where all of the lessons, whether they're music or math or English, all of the lessons are on Canvas. And you can see unit by unit throughout the season. And I think we're about at unit 3 or 4 in most cases.
Okay.
And the topics that are
That's right. We have Canvas.
Yeah, you need to look at that.
Is Canvas publicly available, or is there?
I believe it is. If you type in DCPS Canvas.
Right now it's available for parents and students, but also we have access, like a private code access to develop our new content.
Got it. So I'm just wondering how, if pieces of that could be made public to the private sector partners, the cultural institutions, so that we can also be looking at some of the, curricular connections based on where folks are at different grade bands with Canvas. That's something we can follow up with Mary also to see if that is a possibility, if that could be made more public to the educators that are in the institutions.
Right. I would also Google, I kid you not, just check and see if it's not already there. I have a feeling.
Yeah, we'll Google
what
it.
extent, now with things changing and shifting, but basically I think the structure is there, and you should take a look, section by section or whatever it is. You can see the whole layout.
Okay, we'll go to the website and check it out. Yeah, thanks, Kimberly.
Okay.
Are you talking about something different than what Mary sent out this week? The LEAP team and Mary, they've been sending out links to the Canvas resources for distance learning all week.
Okay.
We haven't seen
the collaborative doesn't see all of the messages that go to DCPS.
I'll put the link in the chat right now then.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we just want to be helpful. So if we could just take a look at that, it helps us in messaging what our community can best provide too. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, super.
I'm getting the link right now.
Okay, thanks, Tiik. Okay, so this is good. The DC Collaborative will take a look at Canvas. Hopefully we'll be able to get on and see that. We'll make some recommendations. We'll follow up with Mary. A reminder to everyone that the Monday Zoom chat is actually going to be a town hall with Mary Lambert from DCPS and David Markey from the DC Commission on Arts and Humanities as our special guests. That should probably be a larger, bigger community conversation for sure. And then this Friday, we'll message out that this Zoom chat will be an opportunity for cultural institution educators and teaching artists who are in the process of creating online and downloadable materials to have an exchange with those that have done this work and that are helping to drive and message the work to teachers, parents, students. And thank you, Kimberlynn, for being available to join us for that day. So again, mark your calendars and bookmark this Zoom chat link. It's the same link. Will be on Friday at 11. But we will be here tomorrow too. So if anyone wants to check in again tomorrow, Collaborative will have this running weekdays, 11 a.m.
Okay. Lissa, right?
Lissa, yes, thank you.
Lissa, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to respond to your email, though, if you don't mind. The one that you sent me for the link, I'm just going to.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'll respond to that.
Okay, sounds good.
Sounds good.
And I think we are good. Tracey, is there anything else we wanted to cover for today?
No, it's just that I just wanted to say I checked Tiik's link and it's asking for a DCPS staff email or student ID number, so we don't have access to it.
I see. Okay, yeah, that's probably the case then, because I mean, as a teacher, I just automatically go in.
Makes sense.
I'll see what I can do if you give me a sense of you don't care if it's pre-K through 12th, or I don't know what you're trying to get right now.
Maybe you can, maybe you can send, I can send an invitation to Mary, that is the manager of the arts, and James, that is the manager of music. So maybe they can enjoy this conversation and they will be excited to receive all your support.
Yeah, please do. And we talk to them quite regularly too. And if there is a way, knowing that this is proprietary info, but if there is a way for the DC Collaborative to get that link, we'll follow up with Mary as well, because we want to do our best to be as supportive as possible as a community. But we have been in close communication with Mary. She is waiting for us to turn on the resource link that we talked about today, which I think we're pretty close to activating it, knowing that it will continue to need to be populated. But Kimberlynn, will make sure that you get that before your 1 o'clock for sure, so you can distribute it as well.
Yeah, no, that'll be great. And I just thought to myself that the library media specialist can also forward this link to their art teacher and music teacher. And which other teachers are you able to service?
Well, through Humanities, we can also pick up ELA.
ELA. Yeah, they can forward it to every teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can do that.
Perfect.
Okay? If that helps out. Sure.
Natural History Museum is on the phone. So, I mean, really, like science teachers and yeah, those who are.
We'll give it to the whole buildings. So you. Yeah, they're all feeling like we are right now. I think like we're okay. We got to find these things and make them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, send me the link and I will send it out, and I will also tell them in the meeting to send it to all of the library media specialists so that they can then forward it to everyone in their building, all of the faculty and staff.
Perfect. Okay, we will.
Lissa, I just forwarded to you the email.
Okay.
It says you're very full. So don't forget to check it.
Yes, I will. Oh, Tiik, I got it. Thank you. It's right here. Blue skies. That's right. Okay.
All right, I'm going to go for a walk.
Yes, go for a walk. Oh, did you all see 4 o'clock? Debbie Allen is doing a free live Instagram dance lesson.
Nice.
Check out her Instagram. We all need it. We need Debbie Allen teaching us to move. We need it today. Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, be well. Take care of yourselves.
You too.
Yes. Again, we're here for you every weekday at 11. And 11 on Friday, we'll have a special conversation around new content. And then we'll have our bigger town hall at 11 next Monday. But thanks, everybody. Appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. All right, guys, that was great. Thanks. I'm going to hang up. I know we're still recording. I can pause, stop recording. Look at that. Pause.
Nice.
Hold on a sec.